ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। दक्षिणे लक्ष्मणो यस्य वामे च जनकात्मजा पुरतो मारुतिर्यस्य तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनम्। So where we left off, we're going to begin right from there because I don't want to give you a preamble. I'm already delayed. My technology decided not to support today. Okay, so we know Indrajit cut off the head of a phantom Sita image by which Hanuman was completely surprised, shocked, deluded. And Ramachandra had sent with or given an order to Jambavan. We covered this, right? No, we were not. Okay. So what happened is Sri Ramachandra no, we covered this. Yeah. So meanwhile, on the other side, Sri Ramachandra, I'm a little scattered suddenly. Sorry about that. Hmm. Yeah. So we are in chapter 83. Thank you. So one side of the battlefield, Rama, Lakshmana, etc. are fighting. On the other side, Hanuman on the western gate has been fighting and contending with Indrajit, who cut off the phantom Sita's head. And Hanuman is shocked. And everyone on the Vanara side feels desolate, especially the ones with Hanumanji. And so Hanuman is returning to give this news to Sri Ramachandra. And then Valmiki says, parallelly, meanwhile, Rama Lakshmana, they are hearing the very, very strong, tumultuous war sounds. And part of it is where they're all shocked and crying. Plus, they're all roaring and fighting both the Rakshasas and the Vanaras. When Ramachandra heard this tumultuous sound, Valmiki begins there. Raghavascha api vipulam tam rakshasa vanaukasam, plural. Shutva sangrama nirghosham jambavantam uvacha ha. The ha one means it's a tradition, but the other is something surprising, astonishing. That The tumultuous sound on the battlefield was so high pitched that it was astonishing. At that time, Ramachandra turned to Jambavan and spoke. What did he say? Saumya, O gentle Jambavan, Nunam Hanumata Kritam Karma Sudushkaram. श्रूयते च यथा भीमः सुमहान आयुधस्वनम. From the way I can hear the tumultuous sound coming from the battlefield, I'm very sure Hanuman has done something that is impossible to do. Kritam karma sudushkaram. Dushkaram, difficult, very difficult. Sudushkaram, almost impossible. सौम्य नूनम हनुमता कृतं कर्म सुदुष्करम श्रूयते च तथा भीमः. भीमः, loud, fearful, a heart shattering type. Sumahan ayudha swanam, the sound of weapons clashing with each other. I'm sure something has happened that Hanuman has accomplished. So take your armies and very quickly go Kshipram Rikshapate, O king of the bears, Kshipram, quickly go to where Kapisreshta Yuddhata, where the leader of the monkeys, Hanuman, is fighting. Go, take your armies, take support, resources. Go with your bears. Hearing Ramachandra's order, it is wonderful that Ramachandra gave an order. Jambavan said, Yes, sir. Iti, that yes, I will do it so. And went with his retinue towards the western gate of Lanka, where Hanuman was. Now, as Jambavan and all his retinue were walking or moving towards the western gate, they saw Hanuman on that side returning from the battlefield. And all of the Vanaras were sighing. Oh, they were very, very sad because this is an indication of grief. And what is the grief? They saw Sita Devi's head being cut off. So Jambavan's army itself is like a dark, massive cloud moving towards the western gate. Hanuman and his team is coming from that side. Very quickly, Hanuman shared with Jambavan what happened. And so the entire army now turned around and very quickly came back to the company of Sri Ramachandra, and Hanuman, in a very sorrowful state, recounted what had happened. स तेन सह सैन्येन सन्निकर्ष महायशाः शीघ्रम आगम्य, very quickly had returned Ramaya unto Sri Ramachandra. Dukhito Vakyam Abravit, and spoke in a very sad condition. He said, while we were fighting on the battlefield, Indrajit killed Sita, even though she was constantly crying. Sitam Indrajit Ravanatmajaha Jaghana. Jaghana means slaughtered, killed. Rudatim, while she was crying. Samare Yuddhamananam Astakam. Yuddhamananam Asmakam. When we were all fighting with each other at that time, Indrajit cut off Sita while she was crying. And Hanuman says, Udbhranta Chittastam. Udbhranta Chitta. My entire mind, consciousness is so dejected. Udbhranta. Bhranta means to be deluded. Udbhranta, I have been overcome by delusion. Drashtva, having seen that, tadaham bhavato vrittam vigyapayutum agataha. I have come to Vigyapayutum. I've come to make this plea at your lotus feet to share with you this horrendous news. As soon as Ramachandra heard that to from Hanuman's mouth that Sita has been killed, you can imagine the impact it has on Sri Ramachandra. It's not like he was even thinking and, as we say in the modern world, processing. Ramachandra's heart was struck with such intense pain of sadness and separation and melancholy. Tasya tad vachanam shrutva ragha shokha murchitaha. He just fainted out of shoka. Nipapata. And the way Ramachandra fell on the ground, of course, Valmiki has to describe. It was not that he slipped or sat down and told people, hold me, and then, no. Nipapata tada bhumau chinna mula iva drumaha. Drumaha is a tree. Chinna mula. If you cut off the roots of the tree, bang, it falls on the ground. Ramchandra fell like that, completely shocked by that news, fainted and fell on the ground. Tam bhumau devasankasha patita drushya raghavam abhipetu samutpatya sarvatah kapisattamaha. Seeing Ramachandra fall like a god, because the Devata's feet don't touch the ground. But when Kshine Punye, then when they fall on the ground, it's like a mighty god. They all worshipped Ramachandra. That Ramachandra fell on the crowd. When the Vanara saw like that, quickly they rushed. Asincham Salilesh Chaina. Asincham. They sprinkled water. And it was not bottled water. It was water that was scented. Padma Utpala Sugandhivihi. Padma is lotus, Utpala is water lilies. They have a fragrance. Padmotpala Sugandhivihi Pradahanta Samharya. Hmm. Just the way when there is a fire, you sprinkle water. And then there is fires everywhere. You quickly rush and bring water. Like that, they poured water on Ramachandra because he was burning in separation. So they poured water scented with lotuses and lilies. Lakshmana immediately embraced Sri Ramachandra and put Ramachandra's head on his lap. Tam Lakshmano ata bahubhyam parishwajya sudukhitaha. Bahubhyam, by his two arms, parishwajya, embraced Ramachandra, sudukhitaha. Lakshmana himself was extremely distressed. Uvacha Rama swasthyam, Ramam aswasthyam, unhealthy, Ramachandra's health is not good because his heart is shattered. Vakyam hetu artha samyutam. The Lakshmana spoke sentences or words that were full of meaning and that which would help relieve Ramachandra out of his distress. There are many verses, they're very complex. They speak on the ineffectiveness of dharma. So I'm not going to go through every verse. I'll give you one example. You're welcome to study on your own. And then later Lakshmana explains why he said like that. So Ramachandra is swooning and fainted and on Lakshmana's lap. And as Lakshmana is embracing Sri Ramachandra, he's saying this. So for example, he says, Shubhe Vartmani Tishtantam Tvam Arya Vijidendriyam Vijita Indriyam Anarthebhyo na shaknoti tratum dharmo nirarthakaha. He said, today I have seen that how dharma, generally we say dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. That's a universal phrase and truth that if you are one who protects dharma, then dharma will always come to protect you. And Lakshmana says, I have found that this statement, not this statement, but that dharma is ineffective. And especially for who? Shubhe Vartmani Tishthantam Tvam. Ramachandra, you're already situated on the path of dharma and auspiciousness, meaning whatever you speak, you think, you do, your considerations, your desires, they're always Shubha. Shubhe Vartmani. And you're always treading on the path of auspiciousness. Tvam Arya, you are the most advanced, uh, sophisticated person, Vijita Indriyam, and all your senses you have conquered. Such a person can never utter, do, think, or consider or desire anything inauspicious. Anarthebhyo na shaknoti tratum. So if there are anarthas, unwanted things, if within the heart or on one's path, dharma tratum, dharma can easily remove and transcend the person beyond those anarthas. This is an important principle for us, right? But in this case, dharmo nirarthakaha has become useless. That even dharma, who will always come to take a person from whatever situation they are into further auspiciousness, you who are already situated in auspiciousness perfectly, dharma has become ineffective. Hmm? How is that possible? It is possible this way, that you who are always so middle of the road, you are suffering agony, and that vile Rakshasa, who has absolutely no access to anything auspicious, is rejoicing in Lanka. You for whom Sita is, you are your a big part of your heart. She's half your being. These are all my words. He didn't say that, but she's half your being. You are separated from her, and that vile Indrajit and Ravana are enjoying kingly delights. Sometimes we see that those who are very religious, dharmic, seem to have difficulties, and those who are absolutely vile or perhaps don't care for dharma at all, they seem to be doing very well. And you are Ramo Dharman Vigraha. Ramo Vigravahan Dharma. You are the embodiment of Dharma, but Dharma cannot help you. So I don't think Dharma has any validity anymore. So he gives lot of sentences and reasoning. He starts on verse number 14 and keeps on going. Hmm? All the way till verse number 25. And he says in verse number 25, if dharma existed, good destiny existed. If you're dharmic, your destiny is good. If that were the case, there is nothing that could go wrong for you. But since you have seen such a inauspicious event in your life, therefore the hypothesis that dharma does good, right, is not proved. Today we are proving that dharma is ineffective. Now, one may wonder, how can Lakshmana speak like that? He's the Acharya. He should always speak what is in consistence or in consonance with scripture. Here, Lakshmana is speaking exactly the opposite. So the commentary will say, because Lakshmana, he himself is in a mood of frustration. Not the frustration like we have. The frustration is to see how many obstacles Sri Ramachandra has been getting, And this is the final straw that breaks the camel's back, that such inauspiciousness, such challenges are coming to him, and he has got this news that his beloved Sita has been killed. Although they will come to know that it is an phantom Sita, but the news is still very, very intense for them. So Lakshmana himself is in a fit of agony. And as Lakshmana is speaking, his grief will subdue a little bit, and then he will explain why he said it, why he spoke like this, is to revive Sri Ramachandra back to external consciousness. So we go to verse number 45, where he finally says, why? He says, before he says what he's about to say, he tells Sri Ramachandra, give me the order. I will personally go and finish off Indrajit. Oh, Ramachandra, just, just say yes. And so get up. Uttishta narashardula dirgha baho dhrutavrataha. Kimatmanam mahatmanatmanam navabuddhyase. How is it possible, Ramachandra, that you are being in this condition? So these are beautiful words of glorification of Ramachandra. Uttishta, please get up. Narashardula, the tiger among men. That means you can never be defeated. You can never be overcome by such melancholy. Dirghabahu, the one with very long arms. That means powerful, strong arms. It is also a Samudrika indication that he is a Mahapurusha. Powerful, everything that they do is successful. Dhruta Vrata, one who have always kept your vow. Imagine the power of keeping one's vows. How strong they become, both internally and externally. Kim Atmanam Mahatmana. Oh Mahatma, oh great soul. Kim Atmanam Atmanam na avabudhyase. How is it that you're not able to uh, use your intelligence to completely overcome this emotional situation? Because we need you. All this that I've said is just to win your pleasure. That's it. I am anagha tavoditaha priyartham janakasuta nidhanam nirikshya rushtaha. I've just said this to about the killing of Sita Devi, and the whole thesis on why dharma doesn't work is just to please you. But I will completely destroy Lanka, chariots, elephants, horses, Ravana, Indrajit, everybody. That is my mental state right now, Sri Ramachandra. Now, Ramachandra, as Lakshmana is speaking, Vibhishana, who is another part of the battlefield, comes running to the situation. And he's the person who puts things back in order. While Lakshmana is still extolling, trying to bring Ramachandra back to his external consciousness to say, we still have to accomplish killing of Ravana, don't give up. Vibhishana came here, pacified all the Vanaras, sent them back to their positions on the battlefield. And Vibhishana, who was surrounded by four, always surrounded by his four associates, each of them looking like mighty elephants, dark colored, like scary looking but powerful. Vibhishana approached Lakshmana and saw Lakshmana himself completely overcome in grief. And the Vanaras who were there, their eyes full of tears. So, Abhigamya Mahatmanam Raghavam Shoka Lalasam, completely swooning in Shoka. Vanaranamscha api Dadarshe. He saw the Vanaras also. However, what is their condition? Bhashpa Paryakula Ikshana. All their eyes were filled with tears. Because let's try to understand that they are there on this battlefield, getting beaten up, ripped, kicked, maimed, hurt. They are fighting this war in the daytime, in the nighttime. There is no breathing space. They're not eaten anything. They are constantly fighting non-stop for one purpose, to bring Sita back. And now, if Sita has been killed, what is the purpose? They don't know what to do. And their leader, the one that they all looked up to, has fallen on the ground, completely shattered, broken. Lakshmana, powerful warrior, crying. So they're all in completely uh, out of their wits of what to be done. Then he saw Ramachandra there also, fallen in swoon, lying on the lap of Lakshmana. So Vibhishna himself felt very depressed and said, "What is this? Kim etad kim etad iti?" So abravit. He said, "What is all this?" Then Lakshmana fixed his gaze on Vibhishana, turned to look at Lakshmana, who himself was bathed in tears, in a very short sentence said to uh, Vibhishana, Hata Indrajita Sita iti shrutva eva Raghava. As soon as Ramachandra heard that Sita was killed by Indrajit, who said that? Hanumad Vachanat Saumya, O gentle Vibhishana, hearing the words of Hanuman, Tato Moham Upashritaha. Ramachandra has completely become fainted. He has become deluded. Ramachandra never gets deluded, but Moham Ashritaha, that he has become deluded because of this love for Sita Devi. And so, as Lakshmana is speaking, Vibhishana stops him and says, wait, wait, wait. Okay. First of all, let me tell you, what Hanuman has told you is not correct. It can never happen like that. No. Just as how unreasonable it is for someone to tell you that the ocean has dried up. It is not possible. I know. Hmm? I know the design of the very evil Ravana. He will never allow Sita to be killed. Because what is the hidden meaning? The Dhvani is, for Ravana, Sita is his premium possession. He will not allow Indrajit or anyone to kill Sita. Although we remember he had warned Sita Devi, if within a month you don't accept, if you don't agree to what I am asking you to do, I will eat you for breakfast. There he was not thinking of killing. He was thinking that that is the way I will enjoy your body. But he will, Vibhishna says, he will not allow Sita to be killed. It will never be possible. So please understand that Ravana will never give up the princess of Videha, because even after I told him several times, he did not give her away. So if he cannot separate himself from Sita, how can he allow Sita to be killed? So this Indrajit is the one that is created this entire phantom, this phantasmagoria, which is not real. And Sita cannot be killed. Please know that Sita is such a divine personality that it is not possible. So here's what is happening. That Indrajit, he's in this sanctuary, this place that is called Nikumbhila. He's there today. And he will be performing some final yajna by pouring blood and ghee. And the more he finishes his yajna, the stronger he will become. In fact, he will get even stronger, that he, his chariot, everything will become invisible. He will become stronger, and the fight will become even more difficult. We've all seen how it is when Indrajit is invisible and firing arrows everywhere. So please, quickly, Lakshmana, hmm, uh, you will need to gather your army and go to Nikumbila and try and stop Indrajit from finishing his yajna. Let's not lose any more time, because that yajna should not be finished. You, Lakshmana, are so elevated in your courage. So be strong, be confident, take the army. Let's go. Let's go to Nikumbila and there try and finish Indrajit. Because, like I said, Indrajit is going to become stronger and stronger. So as this conversation is happening, Sri Ramachandra came out of his unconscious state, but he could not clearly understand what Vibhishana is saying. So he says, Ramachandra, trying to gather some more strength, asked, Hanuman is also there. So he asked Vibhishana, Bhuyas Shrotrum Ichhami. I want to hear what you said again. Please tell me. So Vibhishana said, Sri Rama, please immediately give your command to this mighty hero Lakshmana to go into Nikumbila, huh, and let him fight with Indrajit. Because Ramachandra, when you yourself are in this condition, our hearts are also paining. When we see you in pain, we feel pain. So please give it up. Tyajya, Tyajya, give it up, Rajan, O king. Imam Shokam, Mithya Santapamagata. Mithya, it's all coming from a wrong place because Sita has not been killed. Yadi, Yadiyam, Yadiyam Tyajatam Chinta Shatru Harsha Shatru Harsha Vivardhini. Shatru Harsha Vivardhini. If you don't give up this uh, state of sorrow, or if you continue to be in the state of sorrow, Shatru Harsha Vivardhini, it will be the cause of increase of joy and pleasure of the enemy. It's not, it's not helpful for your army to see you like this. It's not helpful for that army to become more happy. So we need to go to Nikumbila. He's already there. He's performing this yajna. So before he finishes, let all him and his army be killed. So please, the reason is, as he finishes this yajna in Nikumbala, I narrated that he will be stronger. Actually, the boon that he has received from Lord Brahma will come into being. It will become very, very fully manifest. What had happened is, previously, Indrajit performed great tapasya, and Lord Brahma gave him this secret or this method, that if he performs yajna in Nikumbila, If he completes the yajna, he will become invincible. He will have access to a certain weapon that is governed by Lord Brahma. But there is a catch in it, that if he has not started the Agni yet, or if he has not completed the yajna, then his death is certain. So he's in a rush to finish. So we don't want Lord Brahma's boon to fructify. Therefore, Ramachandra, this Lakshmana, who's endowed with the greatest might, will be the one who should be the one who will fight. And if Indrajit is killed, you can be assured that Ravana is killed. Hmm? And that weapon given by Lord Brahma is called Brahma Shira. Brahma Shira means it is headed by Lord Brahma. It's a very mystic missile. And that mystic missile will remain with him and he will become deathless as long as he does not discharge the first arrow in a fight. So you have to entice him to fight, and the only way is to go make that yajna incomplete. Otherwise, his power of magic will increase even more. So Hanuman, Jambavan, Sugriva, they should all follow Lakshmana. Please give that order. So Lakshmana became all. Ramachandra agreed. Hmm? So Ramachandra spoke to Lakshmana. Surrounded by the entire army which stands at the disposal of Sugriva, commanders like Hanuman and great leaders like Jambavan, who will all accompany you, Lakshmana, please make sure that you finish Indrajit. So Lakshmana, getting this order from Sri Ramachandra, oops, the page is jumping, okay. Lakshmana, who received this order from Ramachandra, uh, touched the feet of Sri Ramachandra, circumambulated him, took his blessings, picked up, put on his armor, picked up his fantastic sword in his right hand, in his left hand picked up his bow. And I'm going to recite the verse, two verses. If you narrate Ramaraksha Stotra, you will see that the sentence from Valmiki Ramayana has been taken into um, Ramaraksha Stotra. Sannadda Kavachi Khadgi Sharasi Vachamaprabhat Ramapadav Asprushya Harashtaha Saumitrir Abravit. Harashtaha became delighted because for a Kshatriya to tell him, go, get this is your challenge, makes him very happy. But we can also realize that he became delighted because he touched Ramachandra's lotus feet. Ramapadav, both of his lotus feet, Apasprushya. I'm sorry, Upasprushya. He touched and became Harashta, became very happy. Anyone who touches Lord Ramachandra's feet, you have access to it. It is the greatest source of joy. And he says, Adya mat karmukon muktaha. Mat karmuka unmuktaha. Today, all the arrows released from my bow, Sharaha, Nirbhidya Ravanim, Nirbhidya, they will completely shatter Indrajit. Ravanim, not Ravana. Ravanim, the son of Ravana. Lankam abhipatishyanti. Even Lanka will completely be destroyed. Hamsaha pushpakarinim iva. And the visual given is just the way swans dive into water and cause a skirmish. My arrows will enter Lanka, will enter Indrajit and completely destroy everything. अद्यैव तस्य रौद्रस्य शरीरं मामकाः शराः वधमिष्यन्ति भित्त्वा तं महाचापगुणच्युताः. Mahachapa Guna, from the string of my bow, as I release these fantastic arrows, that Raudrasya, that horrible demon, Shariram Vidhamishyati, it completely destroy and split his body. Eva Muktvat Vachanam Dyutiman भ्रातुर्गतः सह रावणी वधिकांक्षिः Lakshmanastvaritam yayau. Having said this, getting the blessings of his older brother, Lakshmana, very quickly, without wasting any time, in a haste, went to where Indrajit was. Offered obeisances, circumambulated his brother, and went off. Vibhishana was also with him. Now they reached Nikumbila. Lakshmana, with his bow in hand, wanted to finish off Indrajit because of Brahma's boon, so that he should not get that time where that weapon becomes his possession completely. So Lakshmana, accompanied with Vibhishana, along with Angada, Hanuman, cut through the entire army that was protecting Nikumbila, cut through and went in to place where there were so many chariots. Each chariot was formidable. And the way they entered, removing all obstacles on their path, because they got blessings from Sri Ramachandra. It is Lakshmana who's here, who's the leader. That means there cannot be any obstacles. All obstacles were removed. Just the way if you're carrying a torch and you enter a dark room, darkness gets dissipated. That's the visual. With that, we end chapter 85. Now we have to wait and see what the fight between Lakshmana and the army and Indrajit and his army will look like. So the prayer in Ramaraksha Stotra is Sannadha Kavachi Khadgi Chapa Bana Dharo Yudha Ratham Manoratham, wherever as my desires for service are, may Sri Rama and Lakshmana, wearing all their armors, with sword in their hand and bows in their hand, may kindly remove all obstacles that may be on my path of devotion. Similarly, because of Ramachandra's blessings and Lakshmana's presence, the obstacles of the enemy, of the army, and Indrajit himself will be removed. So, all right, that ends chapter 85. Now, next week, Hanumanji will be in full form. Lakshmana will be fighting with Indrajit, and let's see what happens. So, any reflections, any thoughts, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please listen, sir.
Yes,
Prabhu,
Narayan.
one question. Why did Indrajit wait till the last minute to do this yajna? Why he did not do that before that?
Oh, I don't think I understood your question. Say it again, please, slowly.
Why did Indrajit waited till the last minute to do this yajna? Why he did not do this one before that?
Why Indrajit waited till the last moment to do this yajna?
Yes.
Where is the last moment? They're still fighting.
No, but he could
Who
have
has
done this one
confidence in
before.
his, well, one who has confidence in his strength is not going to go to the final thing. You will always start with the smaller things, no? The smaller weapons, because he thought, well, killing monkeys is what nothing. But he has been seeing one after the other, one after the other, how all the warriors are being killed, and finally his father gave him the order. So he went, caused havoc, And while they're all in this dazed condition, is finishing up his yagya in Nikumbila, because he never estimated that he would ever have to do such a thing at all. He underestimated his enemy. I don't see I mean, for me, it makes sense now because desperate times require desperate measures. It's a desperate measure now.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Anyone else? Okay. Looks like even our audience has been swooning in the same spirit and mood of Sri Ramachandra. Hopefully they
Correct.
will come. I'm sorry, someone else said something?
Yes, Prabha, this is Priyacharan. I was just
Yes.
thinking, only just a comment. I was thinking how this whole thing is so personal because Ramchandra is also feeling, and there's so much emotions that he's carrying that is coming out that he faints. That makes this whole pastime so relishable, right? Like I was thinking, going back to what you did during the seminar, like, when we are doing any activity, when we have the emotion and some kind of feeling towards it, that takes it to an entirely different level. I was just somehow I was going back to those thoughts.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
The news that Sita has been killed is intolerable for Ramachandra.
Yeah, and also the way Lakshman speaks out, like he compares, like,
Huh?
there is dharma. So, it feels so much more nicer to, it's not like they're, because they are in the play or in the pastime, they're actually doing it to perfection. It's so nice.
That's the nature of it. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hi Krishna Prabhu. A thought was um, like one embarks on a journey with a goal, and then there are so many different obstacles that come in the way. Like Ramachandra wants to kill Ravana and get Sita back, but then there is so much that is happening back and forth. For me, the message I was taking is um, just hanging in there helps, because knowing that there is help always coming. So never give up. Like when Lakshmana was holding Ramachandra and he was speaking, Vibhishana was on the way coming to give the message that this cannot happen. So I guess that was the message I was taking from the class. Thank
So
you.
let's strengthen that message a little bit. Hanging in there, correct, hanging in there, and not deviate out of desperation into some other solution that is not on the middle of the road of dharma. Hmm. So in desperation, do not do anything adharmic. Even if Indrajit, on the other side, the contrast is doing all sorts of adharmic activity. But none from Ramachandra's team or Ramachandra, they will always be on the middle of the road, even if the difficulties are there. Back to why he never made friendship with Vali. Vali also says, none of this is required. In 2 minutes, Sita would have been here. But Ramachandra doesn't want such a solution. So hang in there is the message we are all getting as you're sharing. Thank you. Hang in there and stay fixed on that path of dharma. I've quoted a couple of verses of how Lakshmana refers to Sri Ramachandra. Dirgha Bahu, Mahatma, Dhrutavrata. These are all invocations of course, his qualities, but they're invocations for us to know that we follow that model of personality. Thank you, Stira. You brought up a nice point.
Hare Krishna
Okay.
Prabhu.
Someone else? Srinivas Murari. Wow.
Hare Krishna, sorry. Uh, can I ask? No?
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
rarely ask.
Yeah, Prabhu. Here, Vibhishana is talking, but it is not like it is. He's more confident that Sita is not died, but there is no proof or like they didn't seen it yet, right? So I mean, it's not 100%. It is 99.9 maybe, right?
Correct. So Vibhishana belongs to the Rakshasa clan. Vibhishana knows the heart of Ravana. Vibhishana knows the heart of Indrajit. And so coming from Vibhishana is confidence giving because he knows them. And he says, I know Ravana. He will never give up Sita, which is true. That's the whole logic that he is using to bring them out of this condition.
Yeah, I mean, it is still there is little bit of benefit of doubt. I mean, we don't know like
No,
what happened, right?
there is, what is the proof that they will take them to see Sita Devi? Not like that. It's a war is going on. In
Yeah.
war, you move with strategy and you move with the information that you have. And especially when Vibhishana has defected from Ravana's side, at this point, his words they will all hold on to. Because he's saying in Nikumbila, that fellow is performing a yajna. We need to go there first. Sita cannot be killed.
Oh, okay,
Now,
good.
not
Thank you for that.
spoken, but the dhwani back somewhere is when the entire Lanka was burning, Sita had not burnt. Right?
Yeah,
Hanuman knows. But when he sees something like that at that moment, it's too much. So he says the Bhranta is. So Vibhishana has to come, remove that and say, no, let's go. Continue fighting. Nothing has happened to Sita Devi. So that's at that point, with that information, Ramachandra coming out of that swoon, they're all indicators that that information is good enough for them to fight and continue to kill Indrajit now.
yeah.
Hmm?
Another thing I was thinking, like Hanuman seen this, and given his nature, like he went to find Sita and he burned Lanka. He saw Sita herself getting killed, so like he why he I mean, I was thinking why he was waiting instead of killing Indrajit. Why he would have come and gave the message instead.
Because it's a shock. See, there are certain ways in which battles are fought. They're killing Indrajit and all that is there. But right now, we heard last time what it did to Hanuman to see Sita Devi. She's crying, he's holding her head. It all happened so quickly.
Okay.
Because we are narrating it, it's like that. But put yourself not in a situation like that, but put yourself in a situation, things happen fast. You don't get chance to think too much.
Yeah.
Hmm? It's
Yeah, I
just,
was thinking like if everybody takes their own decisions, then it is going to be more
yeah,
challenging. Yeah.
that's
So
also
like,
true. That is also true. That is also true. But the situation is very intense. Things are happening fast, and Hanuman himself now he has to come and report. How can he not report? He had to continue fighting. He has to come and report what has happened to get further orders. What
yeah,
if Ramachandra says, oh, now what is the point in all this fighting? Let Indrajit and Ravana be with it. Let's go back. We don't know what will Ramachandra say. So they need to, if you've ever seen a war scene, as they're fighting, they're getting instructions that don't move forward. Although they will say, I can see the enemy in full line of sight, I can pull the trigger, and the sniper or whoever will be told, no, abort it, walk away. So they have to get orders from the boss. You can't just decide and take it on yourself. One side of it. The other is the situation itself. Hmm?
got it. Thank you, Prabhu.
All right, now we will end. Thank you very much. Until we meet again next week. Lakshmana, will be fighting with Indrajit. There's a beauty. If it comes to that point where the chapter takes us to, there's a lovely, lovely verse Lakshmana will recite before releasing his arrow, and that's considered a fantastic verse worth learning and reciting in our own lives whenever situations are such that we find major obstacles in our path of bhakti. I hope it comes out in the next narration, because the fight I think is going to be a long one. But Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ji ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.